and welcome to Fiscal Talk. Today, I have my dear colleague, our legal consultant and fiscalization expert, Tara Nedeljković, as my guest. Tara, welcome to Fiscal Talk.
Thank you, Theodora. Thank you for having me again. It is a pleasure working with you.
That's great to hear, and I'm also excited for today's episode because we will be talking about a very important part of Greek fiscal law. To inform everyone who is watching us, Greece is a new country in our portfolio. It is a new country in our fiscal portal, and Tara, as an expert on it, will share important information about it with us today. If you're watching us today for the first time and you need information about the Greek fiscalization, definitely check out our previous episode where Tara gave an overview of Greek fiscal law. And today we will be talking about something else also very important for Greece, and that is the fact that certification of fiscal devices, which are obligatory in Greece, is obligatory for everyone. And whenever we hear certification, oh no, that is what we can say. But we will not say oh no because Tara is here and she will give us an explanation of it. So please, Tara, tell us what is important for the certification of fiscal devices in Greece.
Thank you, Theodora. So just like you said, in Greece, there is an obligation to use certified fiscal devices. There are different fiscal device solutions that can be used in Greece, but what is important is that they all need to be approved by the competent certification body in Greece. So there is mandatory approval of fiscal hardware devices before their distribution and use in Greece. As for the POS application itself, the POS application certification is not required for now. It is enough to have the fiscal printer or the electronic cash register approved. And there is no general restriction regarding the POS software choice. However, the fiscal device needs to comply to all the relevant legal and technical requirements and needs to be able to establish the necessary communication and data exchange with the tax authorities. As for the approval process itself, the approval process can take up to a few months and includes different segments and includes many elements that need to be done, including sending a request for approval, providing relevant samples, also doing different tests and presenting some supporting documentation for the product that is the object of the approval.
I have the question here for this whole process. Once the retailers receive the license, for how long is it valid for?
Yes, that is a really frequent and important question from our customers. So the license is valid for 5 years, but in case that you would need to extend it, there is a possibility for the request for extension, but for the most important part is that the license that you receive once is valid for those 5 years and not longer than that. Also in Greece, it is usually referred to as fitness license of the device. As for the current regulation covering some of the important certification requirements, it is important to mention that certification rules are a part of a regulation number 1068 from March 2015. As for the process itself and who does the certification, so the manufacturer must apply for the certification to the relevant Greek authorities, and the certification of these devices is performed by the competent parliamentary committee that is formed by the Greek parliament as a special committee of 7 members that has the authorization to certify and approve all the devices and do many different other parts of this process. Also, this committee is able to reauthorize some other institution to also do the certification process on its behalf, but most of the time it is particularly this committee that performs the certification process. So in order to pass all of the parts of certification process, the producer company would need to do many different things. They would need to send a relevant request, so a file with all the accompanying different supporting documentation. Also, they would need to send a sample of the device that would be approved and that is going to be a part of the process, as well as many different technical documents to be checked. During the testing phase in the certification process, safety tests are also performed, which is one of the relevant and important segments of this certification process, which is kind of a complex process. As for the different documents that need to be presented for the certification process, these documents are many. They range from different documents about the company itself, about the data from the company, about the device and its functions, and some of those documents are not so easy to provide, and it's important that each of them are provided and at the particular stage of the certification process. Also, about these supporting documents can be submitted in different formats. They can be submitted either in printed form or electronic form to the committee, but many of the applicants now do it in electronic form since it's quite faster and easier. As for the license itself, as I said, it can be extended for a longer period of time, but it can be only done on a request and with certain steps as well. As for the recertification process, it is also possible and done through similar steps, but of course it is usually a shorter process and a kind of easier to do, depending of course on what are the changes that are happening, and it is possible to do more than once.
Tara, this is all great to hear, and you've presented this in a great manner. I understand everything, but there is a lot. It seems to me that this certification is even more complex than certification in France. Can we compare them? Is this true what I said?
Yeah, so this certification process is quite complex, and we can say that is one of the more complex in when we compare it to different countries. For instance, one of the countries that has also a very complex and we can say process with many steps, among other countries, not just France, but also Romania and I believe Portugal and some other countries. So yes,
So
that is
we
correct.
are adding Greece to the list, a beautiful country with one of the oldest fiscal laws, hardware it has to be used, fiscal printers have to be certified, and then we come to this complexity of certification. But it is great that we had you here today to explain at least overview of the steps and how this should be done. So thank you very much, Tara, for being my guest today, and to everyone who was watching us. One virtual applause for Tara. Like really, explaining this isn't
Thank you,
easy at
Tara.
all. I would love to invite everyone, like I do at the end of every fiscal talk, to definitely comment below and let us know if there's any other questions regarding this fiscalization topic. Which is fiscal law in Greece, or maybe some others, because we are here to help you have an excellent fiscalization process. And also, if you're looking for more information, definitely visit our fiscal portal. You can see the link below here, and check out, among other countries, especially Greece, as it is a new country on our fiscal portal. Tara, do you maybe have something to add for the end, or we can say goodbye?
I believe that would be the most important information. This process can be talked about for much longer and it has many more details, but it is important to be acquainted with the basics and to start to understand this process, and all of the changes that are happening, they need to be, as we say, covered and taken care of. So thank you for suggesting this topic and for making it so easy to film these fiscal talks. So thank you, Theodore, as well.
Thank you very much. It is really great to hear something like that as well. So we can say goodbye to everyone until next time, and definitely stay tuned for more important fiscal information. See
Bye.
you soon. Bye.